My in-laws demanded that we hand over our house to my sister-in-law because otherwise she and her kids would be homeless, even if it meant making my own kids homeless. Posted by you/throw that asterisk. Throwaway for obvious reasons. This happened 2 nights ago, and I'm still feeling some type of way about it. Background: my 30F husband, 32M, has a younger sister, 25F, who is currently going through a divorce with 4 children. My husband and I also have 4 children. We live on a very quiet country back road in our little town, with his family being the only other residents on the road. Both of his sisters, their families, and his parents all live within walking distance of our house. My husband and I have been married for 7 years and have 4 young children. He bought the land we live on from his parents when he was 18, and when we got married, we built a house on it. We designed our house with a big family in mind and intended for it to be our forever home. Moving or looking elsewhere has never been a consideration. My sister-in-law is struggling, to say the least. She was in a very toxic relationship with her ex, contributing just as much to the toxicity as he did. He filed for divorce, moved out, and left their 4 kids with her. 2 nights ago, my mother-in-law called my husband and asked if we would come over for a chat. When we arrived, my in-laws and sister-in-law were sitting on the couch like they were staging some kind of intervention. It was just really strange. My mother-in-law didn't beat around the bush. She explained that my sister-in-law's ex was getting the house in the divorce and that she and the kids would be homeless within the month if we didn't give her our home. It honestly took me a second to comprehend what she had just said because it was so out of left field. My husband didn't need that second. He looked them dead in the eyes and simply said, "No." My in-laws started saying things like, "You guys don't need all that house, you guys can move into one of the new neighborhoods in town, and, you guys can just build a new house." I offered to open up our playroom and guest bedroom to them until they could find somewhere to live. We have air mattresses, and the guest room has a full bath, but apparently, that was not good enough. That's when we got up and left. As we walked out, they began yelling after us, saying we don't care about the children, that family helps family, and that we're being greedy and selfish, etc. Honestly, I'm so proud of how we reacted because my first instinct was to go off and say some hurtful things. Instead, we just went home, to our home. We love my sister-in-law's kids and obviously don't want them to be homeless, but they don't need my house at the expense of my own children and family. I don't see why my sister-in-law's family deserves my home. What about my kids? Now my in-laws are calling and texting, saying we don't care about the kids, that we're selfish and greedy, and that we're making her homeless. Relevant comments. Commenter. Every divorce I am familiar with requires whoever got the house to either sell it or buy out their former partner within a specified period. Unless your sister made 0 contributions to the mortgage or is receiving a payout, she has or will have money to find another place. In the interim, her parents are free to give her their home, and they can move into one of the new neighborhoods in town or just build a new house. Either your sister-in-law has the world's most incompetent attorney, or she has never contributed to her marital assets. Either way, it's not your problem to solve. Ops response. She has never had a job. She was a stay-at-home mom during their marriage, and before that, she was just a stay-at-home daughter, so she definitely didn't contribute. As far as I can understand from the tidbits of information they're sharing, she cannot buy it from him, because she has no money, and the in-laws can't afford both it and their own mortgage, so she would have no way to continue paying for it. But yeah, they're more than welcome to give her their house and go buy another. Commenter 2. Do not let them into your home. As evident from your meeting, they feel entitled to your home and would conspire against you with other family members. Letting them in could create a myriad of issues, including them potentially trying to take over more of the space and even changing the locks. Ops response. My offer of the guest bedroom for my sister-in-law has been rescinded, full stop. The kids are still welcome because they are innocent in this, but as of right now, any of my husband's family over the age of 5 is not allowed through my front door. Commenter 3. Are they going to buy your husband out, or do they just expect you to move out of a 6-figure investment because his sister is bad at relationships and planning? Ops response. There was no offer to buy it or pay the mortgage, it was literally presented as us handing over the house and just going somewhere else. Neither my husband nor I thought there would be any compensation for it, we would still be expected to pay for it. Commenter 4. How is the ex getting the house if she's the one with the kids? Assuming they're his kids, that is. Ops response. The house is his, bought and paid for by him, without her contributing a cent, so that definitely factors in. But from my understanding, she can't buy him out because she has no money, and the in-laws can't or won't buy him out either. I'm also understanding that he is paying quite a pretty penny in child support, so I don't think she would get the house paid for by him and child support. She may have had to pick one or the other, and I can say with certainty that she would choose child support money. Update 6 days later. Putting this here because it wouldn't let me update the post body. So, as many of you, and myself, thought, my sister-in-law was lying about a lot. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's seriously years' worth of lies, but my husband and I call the ex-brother-in-law, and we 100% fully believe everything he told us. He has no reason to lie to us and repeatedly said he just wants what's best for his kids, and is trying his best not to do anything that could possibly harm him in court. She lied about him getting the house, lied about how much she was going to get in child support, and lied about how often she would have her children. Something else that came out is that her oldest child isn't even her ex's. Just so many lies. We feel incredibly stupid, deceived, and disgusted, to be honest. We told my in-laws everything he had said, and they were upset to find out she had been lying, but they kind of doubled down, saying, she must have had a good reason, she's backed into a corner, she's really going through a tough time, and a bunch of other BS. My sister-in-law was called and asked to join us. She, of course, took zero accountability for the lying and sneaking and instead screamed at us about how gross we were for going behind her back to her ex, how she would never trust us again because we betrayed her. She also let us know that she was asking for our house because she truly felt like we had actually built it for her. Our kids' rooms were how she would have designed them herself. She would love to cook in my kitchen. She loves my bathroom layout, basically. Everything about my house is how she would have built it herself, and she thinks I must have somehow known she would need a home in the future. At that point, I was just done, and so was my husband. You can't argue with backcrap crazy. We left to a whole lot of screaming about no longer being family and not expecting to see them again. Honestly, I think never seeing them again is the only way to go from here. It's been a crazy few days since then. We hired a friend of my husband's to put up a privacy fence around our entire property and added extra cameras to our security system. We also have a good family friend, a friend of our family, not my husband's, on the police force and let him know the situation, so he knows if he gets a call from us, it's serious. I think my sister-in-law believed she could have my house just because she loved it. That's kind of it. She wanted it, so she thought she deserved it. I guess she was either planning to sell her house at some point or maybe rent it out, I have no idea. I really don't think she had thought it all the way through. She just assumed that if she told us she was losing her house, we would feel obligated to help in the way she wanted. So, I hope this clears up some questions. I know I feel at peace with the situation. My husband has been grieving a bit. He's sad that his parents have chosen a liar over a man who has done everything for his family, never hesitated to help, and has only ever been a doting son, but I think this is for the best. They don't treat him the way he deserves, and I'm glad to be rid of them. I'm sad for my kids and the situation this puts them in, but my family has enough love for everyone. Thank you to everyone who took the time to comment, message, give advice, and ask questions. Hopefully, you guys won't hear from me again. Relevant comments. Commenter. It's not even a surprise that the sister-in-law was lying. When upset her ex-brother-in-law would have gotten the house in the divorce and that the kids would be homeless, that should have been an eye-opener because, unless there's proof of neglect or abuse of any kind, family courts wouldn't send children to stay with a parent facing homelessness. I can't believe the in-laws bought into their daughter's lies. The only true victim here is the oldest of the sister-in-law's kids since he or she is a product of her infidelity, and it sounds like the ex-brother-in-law, understandably, is angry about that. Commenter 2. The sister-in-law is the golden child, that's how.